Hey guys, what's up? Gotta be a bit quiet. There's a baby in the room next to me sleeping. So yeah, you can turn the volume up all the way if you can't hear me that well, but this is about as loud as I can talk without being obnoxious or having anything echo outside of the room. Plus, I'm a little tipsy. Maybe had a little bit too much to drink, but, family's over, I'm having fun. So, whatever, don't judge. At least I'm not going anywhere. But, yeah, I wanted to make this video, probably should have made it sober, but I wanted to make this video talking about when artists freak out that their album doesn't go #1 on the billboards. Why am I sparking this topic all of a sudden? Well, because one man now is freaking out that his album is #2 on the top 200 Billboard. Now, I don't know about you, but if I ever made an album that hit #2 on the top 200 Billboard, I would be honored. I wouldn't even care that I didn't get #1. I'd be like, it's so close, but I'm just so glad that many people are enjoying that it's even at #2. That's 198 spots from the 200. Heck, even if it made #200 on the Billboard, that means, hey, people are still listening to it enough to where it's the 200th most listened to album of the year thus far, and I could appreciate that. But like Adam Levine, Mr. DJ Khaled is not happy because his recent album, Father of Assad, which was a deleted review, I really didn't like that review that much, so I deleted it, and nobody seemed to be tuning into that review, so I was just kind of like, screw it, I'll scrap it. And for those of you that don't know, I gave the album a 1 out of 10. It was completely horrible jack shit. I don't know, it wasn't anything enjoyable, although it's DJ Khaled, nothing is enjoyable. And for a while, Tyler the Creator's Igor was #1, and then Billie Eilish's record was #3, and now here we are. Billie Eilish is at 1, Tyler the Creator is at 3, and DJ Khaled is at 2. Sorry, I thought I woke up the baby for a second. It was just my dog doing a weird bark. And because Billie Eilish is ahead of DJ Khaled, he's upset. Now, granted, all 3 of those albums are bad. I do not like any of those albums. But, it's popular. It's what people are going to listen to. They're like 3 of the biggest names in the music world. So I'm not surprised that they're top 3, but I'm kind of disappointed because there's a lot better shit that we can be listening to than that. But my thing is with people who are like this, people who can't take coming in second place. Like, I get it. Maybe DJ Khaled grew up with, if you're not in first place, then you're in last place. But at this point in time, I like artists who aren't trying to push their album to be #1. I like artists who are going to work hard on their projects because they think it's good and they think it's entertaining enough. Not trying to be mainstream or anything and go #1, because you have to be like super, super mainstream to even be in the top 10, let alone maybe even top 20. And here he is sitting at #2 on the Billboard, only behind Billie Eilish, and just got ahead of Tyler the Creator, and he's complaining. I don't get it. It was the same thing that happened with Adam Levine when Maroon 5 released Hands All Over. Their album sold #2, and he was like, oh, if it's not #1, then I'm not satisfied. And then they decided to completely sell out, change their sound, and since then their albums have done well, and Red Pill Blues sold at #3, I think, and now you see what they're doing, releasing all these remix tracks from the album, trying to get that album to go #1, because they did that with Hands All Over. They released Moves Like Jagger, released a super deluxe edition of the album, just trying to be like, what can we do to make our album go #1? And DJ Khaled, I don't think he's going to do that, but the fact that he's even complaining that he's at #2 on the charts is just a little egotistical. Like, he can't even be happy that he cracked the top 3. It is hard to even crack the top 200. He's sitting at number 2. Only one person is ahead of him, and he could possibly be at number 1 at any point in time. He could have that tomorrow, he could have that next week, he could have that in a month. Billie Eilish's album is not going to stay number 1 forever. There's going to be other stuff that comes out later in the year that is going to pass Billie Eilish. She wasn't even number 1 for a while. She was number 3, and Tyler, the Creator, was number 1. But they flip-flopped, and DJ Khaled just kind of stayed in the middle. But here's the thing. Anyone with DJ in their name doesn't really make it that far that much. DJ Khaled's a DJ. He doesn't do a lot of singing on his albums. He gets other rappers. Marshmello does the same thing, but he has sung on his songs before, and so does DJ Khaled, but this album was just full of features in place of his beats and of him screaming his own name. People aren't going to want to hear that over, what Billie Eilish tried to do, or what Tyler, the Creator, tried to do. Because even though I don't like those albums, I can definitely say they are game-changing in the music community. They pique a lot of interest. They do a lot of things with different genres and change a lot, whereas DJ Khaled's album is just kind of simple DJ Khaled. It's just too predictable. And like I said, I will give the album that trails it, Igor, and Billie Eilish's album, the long title that I'm not even going to say, I will give those two records the benefit of the doubt, as they're not the same, they're not predictable, you don't know what you're going to get. DJ Khaled just can't accept the fact that simple, plain music that's basically the same throughout the whole album isn't what people want to hear anymore. It's not. Because then we lose interest in the album. It's hard for people to get through albums nowadays. Maybe not myself, depending on how I like it or don't like it, but most people don't want to hear full albums anymore. They want to hear the singles off of those albums, the big songs, and if your album has more hits, then it's going to get more plays. And that's basically, what it is. Billie Eilish is getting more plays because she's got more hits off of that album. Tyler, the Creator, only trails DJ Khaled's album by a little because it has more singles. The radio is playing their songs because it has more singles. Whereas people have just heard your formula before, and the radio just goes, it's not as interesting as what is out now. And I know his main complaint too was that majority of his singles on that album so far aren't even being played. A lot of the stuff that is ahead of him are stuff from albums this year and even stuff from last year. But he's got to realize that staying the same for so long will only get people annoyed. Look at Nickelback. Look at Creed. Look at... I don't even really know. There's a lot of bands who just seem to either just sell out or stay the same, and people get pissed off. Now, there's always a middle ground, but to me, DJ Khaled has just never been interesting. You just can predict anything to happen in his song, and it will happen. And the fact that he's not happy with being number 2 in the world on the Billboard Top 200 chart is just ridiculous to me. Take it as a compliment. People are still listening to your album despite it not being number 1. And who knows, like I said, any day now, you could be number 1, because Billie Eilish's album isn't going to be number 1 forever. Hers came out before yours, so in retrospect, hers should, I don't want to say die out before yours, but people should get tired of listening to it before yours, since yours only came out, a week ago already? A little over a week ago, so, quit complaining. You're number 2. Who cares at this point? That's the way I look at it. People with big egos think that if they're not number 1, then they're not successful, but you're one of the most successful DJs in the world, no matter what you think of his music. He's a millionaire, and we know that, but yeah, you can tell me in the comments below, what do you think? Is DJ Khaled overreacting? Does he really deserve to be number 1 on the Billboard, or is number 2 just fine as well? Do you think he'll get to number 1 on the Billboard, or will his attitude just kind of kill that? Because he did kind of bash, not Billie Eilish and Tyler, the Creator, head on, but like I said, he said, anyone ahead of me, I have something to the sort of, I have a far more superior album than them, and theirs doesn't deserve to be on the list. So that was just kind of a little harsh. But you can tell me in the comments below what you think. And yeah, I will hopefully catch you guys in the next one. Like I said, I don't know when I'll be back. I wasn't planning on making this video, but I wanted to. And next time you'll see me, I'll be sobered up. I'm sorry if I seem a little stumbly or whatever. I just, have a little fun. Vacation. Well, not vacation. I'm still in my house, but you get the drift. I get a 4-day weekend, so yeah. I will catch you guys in the next one.